Hello everyone. So this week is Easter week, so we're going to take a little break from our journey through Genesis and read the story about Jesus dies and lives again. And I'm going to read it out of our book that we use at Children's Church at the building. And then we are still going to use our activity for April. And that is going to be each week a shape builder page. So this month we're practicing our cutting and pasting. So if you're not able to print this off from the Children's Church page, which it'll have a link set up so you can do that. If you aren't able to do that, you can absolutely just draw out the shapes for your children and they can cut them out and then paste them to make a picture like we're going to do in a little bit. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to come stand up here so you can see the pictures, and I'm going to read you the story. Jesus dies and lives again. Jesus let angry people take him away. He listened while they told lies about him. He let them hurt him. Then Jesus let them kill him on a cross. Jesus' friends were very sad and scared. Jesus' friends put his body into a tomb. A tomb is like a little cave in a hill. Soldiers rolled a huge stone over the door. The men who killed Jesus wanted to make sure that no one could get into his tomb. But 3 days later, Mary came to the tomb. That huge stone had been moved. So she looked inside the tomb. There were 2 angels in the tomb. One angel asked, "Why are you crying?" Mary said, "I don't know where Jesus is." The angel said, "He is not here. He has risen, just as he said." Mary turned and left the tomb. Oops, she almost bumped into someone. "Mary," a voice said. Mary knew that voice. It was Jesus' voice. Jesus was alive. He was standing right there in front of her. Jesus told Mary, "Go and tell the others." Mary was glad. She ran to tell Jesus' other friends. "Jesus is alive," she said. "I saw him." Some of Jesus' friends didn't believe her at first, but they ran to the tomb. It was empty. Soon they saw Jesus too. Then they knew Jesus is alive. So we see in the story Jesus died, and then how many days later?
3.
3. 3 days later, he rose from the dead. Is that normal?
No.
No, that's not something normally happens, right? Usually you die and you stay dead, right? Mm-hmm. But Jesus conquered death and he rose out of death and back into life. So, going from that story, we're going to use our Shape Builders page to make a scene from the story. So it can be whatever part you want. Okay. So that was kind of a big story, Jesus dying and raising. So there's lots of options. So I'm just going to explain. So what your kids will do is cut out the shapes and then they'll build a picture with it. It'll probably come much easier to them because they have bigger imaginations. But if they're smaller, 3, 4-year-olds can start to cut the small shapes, but 3-year-old might be a little too small, but still have them practice cutting and just the big rectangle. They could cut that out for you, and then you can cut out the tiny shapes individually. And then they can still build and glue, paste them back down there to build whatever scene they want to from the story. So we'll give you good examples today.
I know what I'm doing.
So anyone, expert cutter or beginning cutter, I would always cut off that bottom part first because that's where you're going to build the scene. So you don't want to mess it up. You want to make sure you have that full square. And then you can cut out your shapes. So normally when we have more time up in Children's Church, we would color these first, however we wanted to, and then cut them out.
I messed up my heart.
Okay. That's part of practicing cutting. So if you mess it up, that's what shape it is now. Henry?
It looks like a heart.
All right. So I forgot what I was saying, but that's okay. I guess you'll get the idea. What? Okay, so remember, we're practicing our cutting skills. So if you mess up, that's fine. If it's a different shape, that's fine. You can still make a story out of whatever shapes that come out of you cutting these up, right? So they don't have to be perfect. This is just practicing our cutting skills. So we can keep getting better and better on cutting on those lines. And some of them are going to be pretty hard, right? They're kind of small. And those stars might be a little challenging, but we always need a little challenge so we can get better, right? Okay, so remember, if your kids are a little bit smaller, they might just practice cutting the big box that all the shapes are in, and then the adult can cut out the smaller shapes for them to use. But it's totally up to the parents, whatever they feel comfortable with. But I will say kids need practice cutting. They'll just get better, even though it might be a little scary for the parents sometimes.
Like if they cut their finger.
Yeah, because sometimes you might accidentally get cut. But there are great scissor options at the Dollar Tree where you can get a good kid's pair of scissors.
Like
Where hopefully it won't do too much damage.
safe scissors. Safety scissors.
Come on, start.
Mommy?
Yes.
Can you help me with the stars, please?
Nope, I think you're old enough to do that.
I just cut a circle around, and then whatever extra in the spaces, I cut it out. And then I got a full star.
Okay. So what I'm doing is just cutting one angle at a time. So cut, turn, cut, turn. There's just a lot of one cuts to get that star out.
I'm just doing the circle again.
Okay. So again, we're going to be doing this all month so that we don't change up things and it's not too difficult for the parents. So you'll get a lot of practice cutting out these shapes. And remember, you can find it on my virtual classroom. You can click on the little, it'll probably be on the block icon, and you'll just click the blocks and it'll take you to this worksheet, and then you can print it straight from home. Or if you come to the church building, I'll have a few sitting in the basket up by the front door.
Ta-da!
Or if none of those options are good for you, then you can absolutely just make your own. Just draw some shapes at the top of a piece of paper and have your kids cut those out. It should be pretty simple to follow along. Okay, so once you get those cut out, you can start building your picture. Okay, and so remember, you could have colored these, so you could pause us if you want to color them first. Or after you build the story onto your thing, you could cut them or you could color them. Sorry, I got interrupted again. I lost my track. You interrupted me too? Thank you, Eileen. So you could either build it and then color it so it makes more sense maybe that you color it like the scene. So let's just see what we got here.
I'm just gonna...
How fast did you cut those out?
Well, I mean, I'm adult. I've had a lot of years to practice, so maybe I went a little faster. What is that, Ivy? Here,
Oops.
if you're going to come over here, then let's pause that so it's not interrupting.
It's still a star.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
What?
I cut the star.
It's all right. You can cut it. Remember, we're practicing cutting, so if you cut it wrong, it's okay. Thanks, Eileen.
This is a
So
bread
you want to
loaf.
use that? So I'm going to use this, Eileen, okay? And you don't have to use all the shapes. You can use just whatever you need to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can practice cutting that sheet, yes.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Oopsie. Where'd it go? There it is. Are you working, Opal? All right, so then if you want to draw little things on there to make it make sense, you can do that.
I know what I'm gonna.
I was gonna color the whole background too.
Okay.
And make little
Okay, maybe don't look at each other so you don't steal each other's ideas, because your creativity is great.
I'm done.
The way it
You're
is.
done?
You're done? Yeah. Do you need to draw anything on, or you're good?
No.
All right, well, you can just show them.
I got 2 rectangles out, star and a heart and a star.
Okay.
Alrighty. This heart is on a cross, and then this is a star above the cross, and then this is the boulder that they rolled away. That the angel rolled away.
Good job. All right, so he did the cross. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then I added some details to my shape so you could see. And remember, if you color it, you might be able to see it more, because I didn't even see Addison's cross till he's told us it was there, right?
Wait, I want to see. Oh!
It's just hard to see when they're white. That's why we usually color it. I just didn't want to take too long for the video. All right, so I'll show you mine. Remember, if you're not done and you're still thinking, you might want to pause it so you don't get too many ideas. Or if you can't come up with an idea, then maybe you can watch ours. All right, so mine was more the ending at the tomb. So I used my 3 rectangles to make the tomb. And then I used one of my circles as the stone. And then I used triangle and a star to make an angel. And I made 2 because there were 2 angels. And then I put a sunshine up at the top because it was early in the morning on Sunday when they saw the stone rolled away. So again, if you wanted to color, you could maybe see it a little bit better. But that is mine.
I
Wait,
don't need the
I need colors.
triangles.
I need
the
colors.
triangles.
I need to draw.
Okay, well, we're going to color after maybe so it doesn't take too long for the people watching, okay? Because they're just going to be staring at us. Good job, Ivy. You're cutting so well.
This is the cross. I was gonna draw Jesus on it,
Okay.
and then this is the tomb where they're gonna bury Jesus.
Okay.
And then it's nighttime, so I put the stars up.
Good job. That's a good one, Owen. Here's a pencil if you want to draw that.
Yay!
All right, Opal, are you done?
No.
Okay. Have you thought up your idea?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll give you a minute. Eileen, do you want to show your paper that you're cutting? No. Okay.
I thought
She
she was
did a
gonna
good
say,
job.
okay.
She's cutting the outside, and it would be good for me to show the parents that this is how you practice. Eileen's doing a good job.
And she's 2. I'm making the background of Dark Knight.
You get the whole outfit. All right, you almost done, Opal?
Yes.
Okay.
You're making the outside more fancy, Eileen?
And she said, mm-hmm. Ali, are you making the outside more fancy? Oh no. Okay.
Almost done.
Can I color my picture?
All right, and then if you want to take pictures of them and send them to me, I would love to see them, see what you came up with. And that's throughout the whole month. These are one of my favorite things, to see what the kids come up with out of the shapes, because usually everybody comes up with something different because it's out of your own imagination.
Wait.
All right, Opal looks like she's done. Okay.
Mary.
All right. So, I think she did Mary. So, see, I didn't think of that. And Opal did. So, maybe just move so she can come through.
I didn't think of the people.
Can you come help me,
Okay.
please?
So, you want me to hold it while you explain?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, here's Opal's.
That's Mary
Okay. There's
with
Mary.
a heart because she loves Jesus.
Okay.
And that's Jesus on the cross, and those are the stars.
All right. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to attempt to sing a song about Jesus raising from the dead. But usually it takes, like, you know, when you're singing at church, a big group of people. Yeah. So hopefully we'll sound all right and we'll sing loudly and it won't just be my solo. Okay, Owen and Opal can share this. Owen, so you can see the words. Okay. Okay. All right.
Which page? This one?
174. You ready? Low in the grave he lay, Jesus my Savior, waiting the coming day, Jesus my Lord. Up from the grave he arose, with a mighty triumph for his foes. He arose a victor from the dark domain, and he lives forever with the saints to reign. He arose, hallelujah, Christ arose. Vainly they watched his bed, Jesus my Savior. Vainly they seal the dead, Jesus my Lord. Up from the grave he arose, with a mighty triumph for his foes. He arose a victor from the dark domain, and he lives forever with his saints to reign. He arose, hallelujah, Christ arose. Death cannot keep his prey, Jesus my Savior. He tore the bars away, Jesus my Lord. Up from the grave he arose, with a mighty triumph for his foes. He arose a victor from the dark domain, and he lives forever with the saints to reign. He arose, hallelujah, Christ arose. All right, well, we hope you caught on to that chorus, and we will see you next week continuing our journey through Genesis.
Bye.